Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the Conspit GR86 Cup Round 6 at Circuit Gilles Villeneuve, the final round of the season in association with the Tanso Racing Group. 4.31 kilometers in length. This one is going to be very, very exciting indeed. We've got 14 turns of racetrack for these guys to battle out with. Not everybody's favourite circuit, certainly not my favourite circuit, but you never know. I'm James Parfitt, going to be joined in the booth by Mr. Tom Cairns here this evening, who's going to come along for what plans to be the ride of the evening. We have just gone into qualifying. Let's bring you a rundown of where we are in the format. We've got 10-minute qualifying to go. Then we've got heat 1 of 20 minutes, and then a feature race of 25 minutes with a full reverse grid. In the standing situation, Dan Wareham has won the pro class. He has already wrapped up the win, and well, that's it. He's basically here on a parade lap. In the Pro-Ams, it is Rick Wishon who leads by 21 points. Rick does. So he's got a chance of wrapping up as well in the fight. So we'll see how that one goes. Once again, he leads Dan Foster by 21 points. In the AMs, it's Adam Hansen has 54-point lead over Simon McPhee. So Adam can wrap it up here tonight as well. We will see how we get on. It's 45 points for the win in each class. Then 40, 36, 33, 31, 29 and 27. And then it continues on, guys, all the way through. So hold on to your hats, because we've got a championship decider to determine who's going to come out with the Pro-Ams and the AMs. As I say, Dan Wareham wrapping up the pros. Let's bring Mr. Tom Cairns into the booth. Tom, welcome in.
Hello, James. Hello, everyone. Yes, we are here for the season finale of this championship here in Montreal, Canada. Not the easiest of circuits to get right. It is 70% full throttle, though, so I'd imagine the drivers will be absolutely finding every bit of lap time they can throughout this qualifying session before the two races follow. But we are looking on screen, just looking to see which driver will focus on. Is Dan Wareham, the class champion of Pro, just giving it his all, hoping to end his season with another couple of wins to his name. But there's quite a lot to look forward to this evening. We've still a couple of other class championships to wrap up as well. But more importantly than that, hopefully we'll get some good racing around this circuit.
Yeah, we'll see how it gets on as well. They have got to avoid doing that, though, because the sausage curbs are going to be a problem. Welcome in, Connor Pink. Let's go, he says in YouTube chat with Digger Part here just in time. And Claire Neal, yes, let's go, Sean. So there we go. Sean Atkinson, I believe you are rooting for as well. Qualifying times are coming in, and you can see on the left hand side there, it is quite a long lap. It's a 154 on a good day here for these guys, so they've got a long time to battle it out. It means they're not going to get many laps in, Tom. They're looking probably around about 7 laps.
Yeah, you could probably say that, but bearing in mind there is the outlap as well. You're probably looking at 4 flying laps at most, providing you carry on going as you are doing without going back into the pit lane. We are seeing more lap times being posted. There is Adam Hansen going over the line to set his first lap time of the session. He goes 8th quickest so far, but he's in front of all the AM drivers. There's still 8 more drivers out of the whole grid yet to post a lap time in due course.
Yeah, so we'll see how they get on here as well. You can see Wareham out on pole with 154.833. I think the timing centre's having a bit of a moment there because they've got the same lap time. It's the third split, or the final split. You can see 154.834. So it's split by 1,000th of a second between Dan Wareham and Josh Arnold. Then we've got Peter Duke and Sean Atkinson. We're on board with Dean Cummings. What is he going to be able to do as he races down the left-hand side of the circuit as he looks at you at this moment? The shortest possible route, of course, be able to get himself lined up before turn number 1. And at the moment, Cummings has still got no time on the board. Mr. Sean Atkinson from TS Liveries changed his livery this evening as well. He's given us this wonderful green that he has there as well. Out with the white, he says, and in with the chrome tonight for the TS Liveries team. So that's Atkinson going over the line. Is it an improvement of his 155, 641? Not at the moment. What have we got to look out here for, Tom, at, Montreal, really?
Well, you got the incline up from turn 2 to 3, which the drivers will be aiming for a potential overtaking opportunity at the third corner, which Sean Atkinson's just going through now. And then you're looking at turns 8, possibly 10, and then all the way down to that final chicane before the lap is over. I don't know what the fans really think of this place nowadays, because I always look forward to Montreal whenever Formula 1 go and race here. And when we are seeing iRacing race around Canada, it can put on a show. It's a tricky circuit to put, in other words, with the sausage curves that we've got around the outside of turns 8 and 9. But other than that, I kind of love this place. It's one of those that stuck with me since my childhood.
Yeah, I'm not a lover. I think, especially with these cars, I think it's too long. I've got to be honest. I think it's too long of a circuit. I think they're better off more going along the lines of club circuits. To be blatantly honest, I think this one is a little bit too long. It's almost 2 minutes of lap time. It's like driving Spa. It's just far too long. I think some of the faster cars, ideal. Some of the open wheelers, ideal. Slower cars, GR86s, TCRs, you've got Clios, Formula Fords, anything along them lines. I think this is too long of a circuit. For me, it doesn't always deliver great racing. You could end up in a very liney situation, and then basically everybody's just following each other. But some people like it. Others don't. I'm not a lover. Let us know in YouTube chat if you like Circuit Gilles Villeneuve on the iRacing platform or in real life. Let us know. Tell us what cars you think will be ideal round here. But 2 minutes left of qualifying. Atkinson's going to go over the line. What about Michael Dolan? Is just coming up to the end of his lap. Another one as well. Jack Holland in the Pro-Ams. He's literally coming over the line. Where does Jack put himself? Jack goes into third. A great lap time from him. Peter Duke, no real improvements. He's gone over the line. Stuart Braley, another one. Dave Collier is one going over the line as well. There is not going to be very long left for some of these drivers. In fact, 1 minute 40, if you're not on that run up from the final hairpin up into 13 and 14, you are not going to get this lap time in. What about Terry? Is he going to be able to do it? He's come over the line. He's stopped at the same time. And then we've got John Johnston still out on track in Tanso. I don't know. I think, to be honest with you, Tom, there's multiple different plethoras of cars. There's multiple plethora of tracks that suits them cars. I don't think the GR86 is suited here because of the length of the circuit.
I could agree with you with that. They do look really slow when they're coming down the back straight, for instance. So just seeing who's that going over the line. That's John Johnston going over the line. He set an unrepresentative lap time of 2 minutes 1.6. Hopefully he'll go for a better lap time this time around. It will be his last chance to improve, and I don't think he's been able to improve this time around, has he?
No.
Although he did improve. He did improve by about 6 tenths.
John's out on a 201 at the moment. So, unfortunately, he's well off the back end of the pace. Dean Cummins coming over the line. Peter Woodmore is another one. Dan Foster, of course, in that championship fight with Rick Wishon at the moment. They're going to be alongside each other on the grid. Rick, however, has got greens on the board. He's coming into that final third. Foster's going to go over the line with about 13 seconds to go. It's going to be interesting to see where Wishon is and what does Dan do. Wishon decides that he's not going to get the lap time done and dusted. Dan Wareham there at the same time going on to the back straight, and it is a hard reset. So they will not be able to get their lap time done. We'll be able to bring you up the grid when we got it at the moment. I hope everybody is well. If you are enjoying your Sundays, much love to all of you. If you're sat at home watching the Daytona 500, well, you got a rain delay and not much is going on there at the moment. Dan Wareham is in first and on pole position with Josh Arnold alongside him. Pro-Ams, it's Jack Holland leading the Pro-Ams with Peter Duke, Rick Wishon and Dan Foster. Foster, Wishon, championship title contenders. Michael Dolan, Sean Atkinson with Eugene Webber and Lee Rylands rounding out the top 10. Simon McPhee in the AMS is ahead with Dave Collier, Curtis Matthews. It's Adam Hansen he's battling out with in the championship, and he is ahead of him at this moment in time. Adrian Hadfield, Dean Cummins, Terry Atkinson, Peter Woodmore, Clyde Comfer, Stuart Braley, and John Johnson. Ladies and gentlemen, hold on to your hats. Get yourselves your drinks, your popcorn, sit back and relax. Let's go. This is going to be wreck. So there's Michael Dolan there as well. Tim's Race Room. Looking forward to 2 wide into the Wall of Championship. Wall of Champions. Well, let's hope not, because that has claimed multiple victims and will continue to claim them if they try and do anything like that. But here we go. Just waiting for Peter Woodmore. He's got about 50 seconds to get back on to the track. He is on the track now. Lights are going to be coming on at this moment in time. You can see we are at the top. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Final 2 races. Race 1 up and running. Dan Wareham gets off the line with Josh Arnold in second. Then you got Jack Holland, Duke, Wishon, Foster all battling it out at the same time. Wishon's ahead of Foster. That is the most important one in the Pro-Ams. What about in the Ams? It's McPhee who leads the way over Hansen. Hansen's stuck in there at the moment. Can't quite get the car out for the OGRL team. But Dan Wareham leads us away for the first rundown here into the right-hander of turn 3 and 4. Be careful of the sausage curve. Somebody's gone straight on. That's Peter Duke. Unfortunately, he's gone straight on. He's dropping down the order. But Dan Wareham absolutely flying. Left-hander of turn 6. He's still leading the way. Holland and Arnold still fight out. Foster has got ahead of Wishon at the moment. Wishon can afford that with 21-point lead, but he cannot afford to lose much more there, Tom. Wareham did what he had to do, out in front, and leads by nearly a second.
Wareham absolutely sprinting away off the line. Peter Duke got to a really good start from 4th position, but got boxed in behind Arnold and Holland, which meant he had to lift off before they got to turn 1. But take nothing away from Wareham's start. That was probably the best I've seen anyone do in a machine like the Toyota GR86.
Yeah, Hansen now is tucked up right behind McPhee. This is a battle in the Ams. Hansen on the left-hand side. He's going to try and have a run down on the inside of McPhee. As he know, hard on the brakes, gets the car stopped. Now they settle in behind this line situation. Wishon with Foster. Pro-Ams, don't forget, fighting for championship contendership. Let's see what goes on here as they're going into the Wall of Champions through turn 13 and 14 for the first time. Just coming into the end of lap number 1. It's almost nearly been 2 minutes on the board. They are only probably going to get, we might just touch 10 laps if we're lucky. Through the right, through the left, everybody gets through cleanly. What's going on down here? McPhee, Collier, Webber, Cunnings, Hansen. Hansen's just lost 3 places on the run down here. How did he manage this? This is in the hairpin. He's on the outside line and he just cannot get himself in. Tries to avoid a little bit of an incident that's got on, and then unfortunately for Hansen, he loses 3 places there for Adam Hansen. Big loss for him early on. We've had Sean Atkinson. Atkinson has crashed. Unfortunately for all you Atkinson fans in YouTube chat. That's a back end coming round if I've ever seen one before in my life. And is he going to go and spin it up? There you go. Round you go. He already looked out of shape going into turn 1 there, Tom, as well.
Yeah, just got on the power too early coming out of turn 2. And now we're looking at Simon McPhee trying to go around the outside. That was through turn 5 and 6 almost. He could have pulled it off, but there was just not enough room really, and just clouded the wall, which upset the momentum of the machine. Drivers getting their elbows out at this stage. We've got Peter Duke in the pits already. It looks like his race could well be run, unfortunately. But I suppose if he can just keep going, get back out, he may be able to get on reverse grid pole for later. Yeah, well, it's a full reverse, so even if he comes out in last place, he's going to be on pole position for Peter Duke. There, Lynn. Good luck, Sean. No! She says after he's just gone and made that mistake. Always timing there, Lynn, isn't it? Whenever you put something good in the YouTube chat, it always ends up going a little bit wrong. Hansen staying in contact with Maffei. Don't forget, it's going to be 45 points for a class win, which is what Maffei will be on at this moment in time. Hansen, if he finishes on second, will be on 40. And he goes in with a 54-point lead. So Hansen there has got a big old lead to not worry about too much at the moment. He's just got to keep it on track. Peter Woodmore, another man that's unfortunately had an incident. He's all the way down the back end of the field currently, but Wareham has just been overtaken. I think Wareham's had a slowdown, and he's just been overtaken by Josh Arnold. Is this... Oh, he did. Too much curb on the exit there. Yeah, so he had to reluctantly let Josh Arnold go through. So that's Wareham dropping back to second place there. He clearly took too much curb of going into the final chicane there, which is kind of weird because the curb just feels like it's within the track limits, but as far as iRacing is concerned, it's not.
No, because you've got the sausage curb. If you go too far to the left of the sausage curb on the exit, you do end up getting a nice little tidy slowdown. And unfortunately, that's the problem with the system. Do you know what I mean? It's like you can go to circuits and you can take loads of curb and not get a slowdown. You go to the Red Bull Ring, sneeze on one, and you've got a slowdown. So, a little bit inconsistent. But what do we expect? Well, we expecting the AMs have come back together with McPhee and Hansen. Webber sitting in 11th in behind them. You see here on board with Adam Hansen. That is McPhee in front of us. This is the AM battle. This is the one that they've got to try here. Hansen is leading by 54 points, Tom. McPhee's got it's such a long shot. It's somewhat probably impossible.
Yeah, well, he can only do what he can at this early stage, can McPhee. Adam Hansen right behind, so I think it's just going to come down to if he could just beat him in this race, then at least he can take it down to the last heat, where if he can pick up a class win and Hansen doesn't score, the tables could completely turn by the evening's event being completed. So we've got the third lap almost done by the leaders of Josh Arnold and Dan Wareham. Nose to tail, 7 tenths, 8 tenths apart from each other now. But this is the battle we're focusing on. Hansen, who's in 10th place behind McPhee, and that is Dave Collier, who's in the Pro-Am class, in 8th position overall and 5th place in his respective category.
Yeah, he is at the moment. Can we get initials to tell the Atkinsons apart? Yes, you can get S and T. Lynn, there you go. I like to deliver on request. Yay. Adam Hansen there goes in very, very hot on McPhee through turn 2. Manages to hold off the back end, but that could have been very, very dangerous indeed there, Tom, with McPhee and Hansen. Hansen nearly going too deep into one.
Yeah, he caught him by surprise a little bit there, did Hansen, because McPhee was focusing on Collier, thinking he was going to get an overtake done on him, and then a door was open for Hansen just trying to find a way through, but luckily was able to get the car slowed down in time. Otherwise, that would have been a tangle. Yeah,
that would have been absolute disaster. So Hansen and McPhee here would have been ended up at the back. I don't think, and I'm going to be a little bit of a pessimist already, and maybe somebody call me out on this one. It doesn't matter with McPhee. There's only 7 AMs. So Hansen could theoretically still finish at the back of them, all them 7, and he'll still score 27 points. With McPhee scoring 45 for the win, that's only, it's not even 20. It's an 18-point difference. Surely that's not going to be enough going into race number 2.
Well, we'll see. But there is Hansen, who got better drive coming out of the hairpin, and he should get alongside before the last chicane. He'll make the most of Collier's draft to try and pull alongside and get the overtake done. But you can just see that the draft has been snatched away by McPhee, making
he's blocked him in.
He's blocked. Yeah, so he's blocked in.
He stopped him going through. Hansen on the right-hand side. He blocked McPhee in. There's the first. This is going to be the first attempt at 2 wide. Almost. Hansen takes 2 for 1. He got Collier, he got McPhee, and he used Collier as a little bit of a block there, and it didn't allow McPhee to get in, even though he had the draft. It did not allow him. With Hansen blocking him in, McPhee couldn't go anywhere. The draft was literally useless. Now Collier and McPhee are having a right little ding-dong through into 1, leaning on each other coming through 2. Now McPhee's going to lose that place to the inside at the same time to Webber's going to take the place away. These guys are battling it out for the championship. Arnold, Wareham, Foster and Holland back up from 4-car train. 2 lots of battles of 4 cars here, Tom. Well, they're all going for it early.
Yep, and in 2 different classes as well. So you've got Arnold and Wareham at the front of the 4, and then it's Forster and Holland. Now, believe it or not, Forster's livery is very much the same as Wareham and Arnold, whilst Holland's livery is, I think that's the TS livery machine, or it's racing that he is racing for. It looks similar to the one that Sean Atkinson is racing in.
Yeah.
So, but there you go. There you can see the top 4 in your picture coming towards the hairpin, and you can just see Holland having a little sniff of Forster going into the hairpin. Dan Forster able to hold on for now.
Yeah, he is ahead of Wishon. They've got 21 points. So at the moment, Foster's going to take 45. Wishon's going to take 36. That will be a 9-point gain for Foster going into race number 2. And with this full reverse, absolutely anything can happen. But Rick Wishon got to hold on as much as he possibly can here to this front 4. He kind of needs Lee Rylands to give him a little bit of a bump there. Rylands representing the boys at Newcastle United on his car. Clearly a Newcastle United fan, unfortunately for him. But Rick Wishon sitting in 5th, chasing down the pack in front. We've got Atkinson, Terry and Clyde Comfer have just been going side by side on the run into turn 13 and 14. They make it through unscathed. Adam Hadfield has got Sean Atkinson in behind him. So Sean Atkinson all the way down in 17th place. But these front 4 having a right little ding-dong. What do we reckon? 9 minutes to go? How many swaps do we think we're going to have?
I don't think we're going to get that many, to be honest with you, James. I don't think any of them fancy having a go at this early stage. They'd rather wait until the closing stages. They'll be thinking also about the reverse grid for the second race, that if they end up tripping over themselves, well, I suppose you end up towards the back, you may have an advantage, but you still lose points by dropping down positions in this particular race.
Yeah, you do. So let's see how they all get on. Where's Collier at the moment? Ooh, long way back. I don't think Collier's going to really take part in this situation, because at the moment Collier was on 589 points. Wisham was on 613. So he was well within the 24-point gap, but at the moment he is sitting all the way down 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 5th in class. That means he's only going to score 31 points, and the others are going to be in front, so that's going to put him even further back. So I don't think Collier's going to be in with much of a shout. Starting to front end, just starting to get a little bit wind up here. You can see Wareham poking his nose out, Foster in behind him, Holland in behind that, and Wishon sitting in 3rd. Not doing anything silly, doesn't need to do anything silly, Tom. He just needs to keep within a couple of places of Dan Foster.
Yeah, well, it's if he can just carry on as he's doing, you know, if a podium finish in his class for both races 1 and 2 would guarantee him the Pro-Am title, as he looks to just keep in touch in case something happens a little bit later on. But it seems rather content at the front as the clock continues to tick down. It looks like we're going to get 11 laps of racing, James, because by the time we've got the 10th lap done, I think there'll be about 10 seconds to spare for the leaders before they cross over the line.
Well, we're going to keep an eye out. I was discussing this with Mr. Ewan O'Leary earlier on in a broadcast we did, that basically we said they've crossed the line with 2 seconds to go, or 3 seconds I think it was, but it doesn't mean that it's going to not come to the final lap. So we'll keep an eye out and see how many laps we get. It does really vary here on iRacing. Dean Cummins has unfortunately had a incident, and that is with Clyde Comfer in front. So what have these boys been up to? I've got a funny feeling that, Cummins goes and hits the wall, comes back, rolls as well. Comfer then went and smacked the wall behind him, and they're both facing each other.
I mean, you would have thought he would have put his foot on the brakes, wouldn't you?
Yeah.
Always in that situation, as soon as you rebound off the barrier like that, back onto the circuit, always apply the brakes to stop the car from rolling.
Yeah, try and slam on the brakes as much as you can and try and get that car stopped. Unfortunately, that was not the case for Hatfield, and it did lead to Comfer. I think, to be honest with you, I don't really know if Comfer saw anything here or whether or not he just did the same thing. I don't think he really sees anything. He goes over the curb, unsettles the car, and around he goes. So he does literally do the same thing. So yeah, I don't know if the brakes would have really made enough effort there, but Hansen is ahead of McPhee. McPhee is stuck in behind Eugene Webber, and he's got Dave Collier closing in on him currently with 6 minutes remaining. And at the moment, Arnold leading Wareham. Wareham's wrapped up the pros already. Foster ahead of Wishon. That's going to be 9 points he's going to pull out of him going into race number 2. And Hansen draws even more points ahead of McPhee with 5 points as well. So Hansen going into race number 2, Tom, with a 59-point lead. Surely it's his already, isn't it?
Yeah, you would think so. If it's a maximum of 45 for a win in his class, then anything more than that, of which the gap is enough for him to be sealing the championship. So he can breathe easy going into race 2 and not having to worry about where he's starting and where his rivals is starting. It is what it is. So he should be able to breathe easy and have a comfort race. And we're just seeing Forster go through on Wareham. Did Wareham make a mistake? Because he's now behind Forster. It looked like he might have picked up a slowdown at turn 9. We're going to get a replay of what's happened. And it looks like, yeah, he took too much curb on the entry and got out of shape for a moment and just lifted off.
Yeah, and unfortunately that was it. Brearley's in pit lane. Stuart Brearley's in pit lane. What did he get himself up to? But whatever he did it quite well and quite dramatically. For Stuart Brearley to put, oh, I've seen this before somewhere. Go straight, you're going to get this wrong. Pull your back end round and are you going to get hit? No, he just jumps out of the pit, out of the way and goes straight back to pit lane. So Arnold, Foster, Wareham is not going to change the Pro-Ams. Holland's in pit lane. Ooh.
That is very interesting. Did he pick up a track limits violation? I just wonder whether he might have gone off track too many times.
He is straight through. Yep. Wow. He's done that early. I'll tell you what, already on lap 9. No, he is stopped. And he goes up on the jacks for tyres.
That's very interesting.
It is a little bit. I'm just going to check something here.
Did he put enough fuel in the car before the race had started? He
They're
might
on
have
100% fuel. They should be able to get to the end of this without any dramas. So, unfortunately, there's a couple. Jack Holland's also in pit lane. Curtis Matthews looks like he's had some drama for himself. No, I really need a loo. Jack! You're supposed to do that before, son. There's only one thing you need, Jack. There's a number 2, mate, because there's no other reason you would pull over in a racetrack for that.
Well, just when you've seen it all, eh? Just when you've seen it all.
Oh, dearie me. Well, I love your honesty, Jack. Thank you very much for that one, bud. But it can't be a number 1 because you can hold on to that for another 3 minutes, I'm sure. So there you go. Claire Neal low in YouTube chat. Foster as a Pro-Am looks like he's going to wrap up the overalls with Dan Wareham tucked in behind. We're going to have one more, Tom. One more.
Well, Foster's in the lead now because I think Josh Arnold made a mistake. I wonder if he's made a similar mistake to what Dan Wareham did the lap before, and he's dropped back. So Dan Forster now, I say Dan Forster, just trying to the correct first name, but yeah, it is Dan Forster, who is into the lead now overall, not just in Pro-Am, but overall as well. And he looks good to get it wrapped up there. We're going to get a replay. This is Rick Wisham.
Yeah, he has an issue with Michael Dolan, I think. The whoa, dearie me.
Yeah.
Hold your brakes.
Terrible. And that's not good driving standards, unfortunately, from Rick Wisham. He needed to apply the brakes. As soon as you hit the barrier like that, he should have applied the brakes straight away. Always in that situation.
Yeah, and he's now all the way down in 10th in class. Ooh, that is going to spice some things up here. Hold on a minute. I'm going to have to try and check what the point level is for being down in 10th. 21 points. Oof. Ouch, Tom. That's not going to do him any favours.
No, definitely not. Let's open things up for the second race. So at least we've got something to focus on for later. But this is a battle that's brewing now between Forster and Wareham. We're going to get a showdown to the finish. There will be one more lap. There's Wareham going up the inside. Forster sees it, leaves him enough room. But folks, they've tangled. Wareham and Forster have tangled, and that hands the lead over to Josh Arnold again.
Yeah, Arnold capitalises on that one. And unfortunately, that is just a natural disaster waiting to happen for Foster and Wareham. Josh Arnold's just been handed the lead of this race. Lee Ryland's in second, up 8 places. So great job from him. You just got to keep it on track, son. Got to keep it on track. There we go. Josh Arnold comes over the line. We're going to see Barney waving on the right-hand side. Where are you, son? He must be tucked in beyond a barrier this evening. And Arnold starts the final lap. Foster still leading the Pro-Ams. That's going to be 45 points for him. Rick Wishon at the moment is all the way down the order. Currently for Rick, it's not looking good here, Tom. He's just lost a bunch of points. He's sitting in 7th.
He is, but at least he'll still get to the end of the race and finish where he is at. We've just seen Forster losing it for a moment there, very nearly throwing it all away on the last lap, but collecting it all up. And yeah, that would have been very interesting to an end of what's been an incident-packed first race, it's safe to say. But at least Forster has shown some car control and is able to keep his car out of the barriers. But what can you say? It's a driver on home turf, so he certainly knows his way around this racetrack.
Yeah, Arnold coming in now, down to the hairpin. This will put the scores. Wishon will be on 640, Foster will be on 637, and Collier will be on 625 in the Pro-Ams. In the AMs, it's 646 to Hansen, 587 to McPhee. We stay where we are, which we are looking like is going to stay where we are. And Rick Wishon will be finishing down in 7th with Collier in 3rd, Foster in 1st. And then in the AMs, it's going to be Hansen in 1st and McPhee 2nd. So Hansen technically now, Tom, with that massive lead that he's had and he's got, well, surely he's wrapped up the championship.
Yeah, we won't need to worry about that now. But we're looking at this is Josh Arnold, I should say. I think the race is finished, James, because Dan Forster has crossed over the line. Yeah,
here we go. Foster takes, Arnold will take the overall victory. So Arnold wins the overall. Lee Rylands comes over in 2nd and Dan Wareham. Foster takes the win in the Pro-Ams. Hansen takes the win in the AMs. Webber finishes off 4th. McPhee comes over in a cloud of people with Michael Dolan. This is for 2nd place, Dolan and Collier. Dolan's going to come over the line. Collier's going to sit in behind him. That's 2nd and 3rd in Pro-Ams. Sean, in 4th. Terry comes over the line in 5th in Pro-Ams. Adam Hadfield rounding out the top 6. Curtis Matthews rounds out the 3rd in the AMs with Clyde Comfer coming in with no front bumper whatsoever on a very battered OGRL machine. And he's going to come over in 4th place. Rick Wishon is going to finish 7th in class. And that 21-point lead has just gone to 3 points for the 2nd race.
Yep, and he's going to have to get his elbows out and come away with the win. And looking at the championship standings going into that last race in the Pro-Ams, yep, it's certainly all to play for. Forster's win has given him an almighty chance of it now. Dave Collier is still in there as well, let's not forget. But it's game on in that respective class. So at least we've got something to focus our emphasis for in the 2nd race. And we're just waiting for Rick Wisham to cross over the line. 15th in this race, but at least he'll start 7th on the grid. Oh, he closed the wall, but you know he's close to the end now, so the checkoff will be way to him, and it's time to run down on the race classification of heat number 1.
Yeah, so here we go, ladies and gentlemen. Josh Arnold takes the overalls in the pros, with Lee Rylands and Dan Wareham rounding out the pro 1, 2, 3. Then behind that, Dan Wareham takes the win in Dan Foster, takes the win in the Pro-Ams. Adam Hansen wins in the AMs. Then you got Eugene Webber and Simon McPhee rounding out 2nd place. Michael Dolan grabs 2nd in the Pro-Ams with Dave Collier grabbing 3rd. Then Sean Atkinson 4th, Terry Atkinson 5th, Adrian Hatfield 6th. Curtis Matthews rounded out the podium in the AMs in 13th. Clyde Comfer 14th. Rick Wishon down in 15th place and 7th in class. Peter Duke, John Johnson and Dean Cummins is the final one there as well. Right, update on the scores on the doors. Hansen is out in front by a long way. I'm not even going to worry about that one. Adam Hansen has wrapped up the AMs. Wishon is leading Foster by 3 points going into this round, with Dave Collier a further 15 points back. So it's not all done, it's not all finished, and the Pro-Ams is still all to play for, Tom.
Yep. Realistically, it's between Wishon and Forster. But if they get into a tangle, that'll open the door for Collier to pounce. So we're just in this warm-up session now before the feature race arrives. It is a full reverse grid, so there's going to be a lot of, I want to say pandemonium, because we're going to be seeing a lot of the big guns just fighting their way through the field, and it will show what they are really made of in terms of their racecraft.
Yeah, I'm hoping we don't see pandemonium. I've got to be honest, because, you know, we don't like pandemonium. I don't really want to see complete chaos. But at the same time, I'm hoping that obviously it becomes a good, clean, fair fight in the next one. You know, we've got 3 minutes of warm-up to go here. Wishon's going to be ahead of Foster by quite a while. Foster's going to have all of them 7 Pro-Ams to try and fight his way through. Can Wishon realistically still do this?
I can't see why he can't. I mean, he's higher up on the grid compared to where Forster is, so that will give Wishon the advantage, or at least it should, providing he doesn't make any mistakes.
Clearly, easier said than done at certain points of this evening. Let us know who's going to win. Is it going to be Foster? Is it going to be Wishon? Because there's only 3 points between them going into race number 3. So hold on to your hats. 2 minutes left of warm-up. Good, clean, good first race. I enjoyed that one.
I did as well. I enjoyed it. You know, given the fact that a mixture of classes battling out with each other, not just in their own classes, but fighting amongst themselves for real, James. So it kind of feels to me like, you know, you might as well throw the multi-class thing out the window, because it feels like we are seeing battles from different drivers from different classes just getting their elbows out, which is exactly what we want to be seeing.
Yeah, of course we do. Of course we do. So let's see what goes on. Claire, me free. Now, I don't know about you, Tom, and I'm an expert in English, but I cannot see any reason why that said me free. Unless, of course, you're talking about yay, Sean, well done, Sean, me free. That's the only thing I can think why I would have that random comment in YouTube chat.
Well, maybe replace that comment to ditto, because that's what people tend to say when it's like more than 2 saying about, yeah, I want this, and saying, yeah, me too, and then someone may saying ditto instead of me 3. But that's just me going back into my English days of how I remember.
Have you ever tried that with a woman when she turned around and said, I love you, and you've gone ditto?
No, because then you're like the second person sort of responding saying, yeah, I love you too. But then
it doesn't go down too well with a woman when you say ditto. You know what I mean? They normally don't go down too well. Generally, guys, if you are in YouTube chat, like I'm talking to the men, if your woman does say I love you, it's probably best to say I love you too. Don't say ditto or me too or anything like that, because yeah, it's not going to go down well. Right, 35 seconds to go. I wouldn't bother with ditto. It definitely doesn't go. No, it doesn't, Lynn, at all. You end up. Well, let's just put it this way. You might as well grab a pillow and sleep on the sofa. Mikey Pollard, they don't. Mikey, behave yourself. Why have you got to take the conversation down that low? Seriously, already. We're not even past. Well, I suppose we are past the 9 o'clock watershed, Mikey Pollard. So behave yourself. Oh, dearie me. Just goes down. It just gets worse and worse here on the JPB YouTube channel of all of these guys. But coming into the end of warm-up, we will bring you up the grid for race number 2, the final race of the season. Foster leads Wishon by 3 points going into this one. So let's see, ladies and gentlemen, what goes on. Grid will be coming up very, very, very shortly indeed. There we go. Stuart Brearley on pole position. Peter Woodmore in second. Jack Holland, hopefully, has been to the toilet and not have to worry again in third. Dean Cummings in fourth. Then John Johnson and Peter Duke. Then we got Rick Wishon down in seventh. Comfort eighth. Matthews ninth. Hadfield in 10th. Then Terry ahead of Sean in 11th and 12th. Then Dave Collier, Michael Dolan, Simon McPhee, Eugene Webber, Adam Hansen, Dan Foster, Dan Wareham, Lee Rylands and Josh Arnold. Foster has got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 Pro-Ams to pass before he gets to Dan Wareham. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, lights are on. It's going to be green, green, green. And we are up and running already. And Holland out in front here. Jack Holland got off the line. Out in front ahead of Dean Cummings. Cummings in second place. Peter Duke now takes up the second. Wishon going in fourth overall. He's been an incident in the back. John Johnson's causing chaos. It's all checked up. Everybody's had. It was Foster in that. He was in that. Foster was involved in that as well, Tom. Drama at the beginning of race number 2. Foster in 8th place in class.
Yeah, and we've even had a few non-starters, James, and Foster getting caught up in the melee there. There was someone else that pulled to the side. I think that was Michael Dolan who pulled to the side on the exit turn. So we're going to get a replay. This is John Johnston here. Now, does he get the power down too early, or does he gets a tap? He gets a tap.
There we go. Foster, boom, boom. Oh, it's like a game of dominoes. I think that might have been Clyde Comfort that might have had that one. It does look Comfort may have been responsible for tapping around John Johnson. So, yeah, unfortunately for Clyde, it caused a little bit of hot drama. Jack's fully refreshed and out in first place. Peter Duke in second. Wishon in third overall in class. Foster at the moment is sitting 8th in class. So Wishon is on for 36 points. But it doesn't really matter because whoever finishes ahead of anybody else here is going to win this one, Tom.
Yep, there's been another incident, James, down at the hairpin. I think it involved Matthews, who's stopped at the hairpin before going back into the pit. So Curtis Matthews has been involved in an incident. I think it was with Terry Atkinson on the approach to the hairpin here. Unless it was a connection problem. Oh dear.
Where you going?
Long way.
Boom. Wow. Was that Adrian Hadfield? It just completely missed his... No, it wasn't Hadfield. Was it Atkinson that come in just absolutely...
I thought it was Terry Atkinson.
It was?
Yeah.
Bang. Oh, Terry. Let's put Matthews, Johnson, Dolan, Hadfield in pit lane. Atkinson is still carrying on. That bumper's going to come flying off very, very shortly. It will not last much longer, waving around there. And now, oh, Wishon's round again. Another twist. It's like watching EastEnders. Oh my dearie God, Wick Wishon has gone and thrown it away in race number 3. He had it all. It was in his hands. Oh no.
Did I jinx about pandemonium a moment ago? That's what it feels like, James.
Oh, he's got to pit.
He's gone.
Got to pit lane. Oh, Rick. Oh, he's already hit it there. I've got to try and find a camera that's going to find where he is. Around he goes. Boink in the wall for Wishon.
Well done in applying the brakes as well. Otherwise, he would have caused an almighty accident.
Oh my God. Comfort's just had an incident. He's gone down. What is going on in race number 3?
This is absolutely ridiculous. I cannot believe what I'm watching. This is Clyde Comfort. I think he's going to get a tap this time. Unless he drops it by himself.
Yeah, over
he's
the
going
curve.
round. Yeah. Well, at least he hasn't pulled to the side like others have done. But this is the battle for the lead between Jack Holland and Peter Duke. And Duke is about to go through by the looks of it. Although Holland is not quite having any of that as we speak. Dan Waring's got through on Dave Collier further back, and he's gone through. Look at this now. This is 1, 2, 3. There's about 10 cars fighting over third place right now because you've got Josh Arnold ahead of Dan Wareham, then it's Dave Collier, Simon McPhee. Sean Atkinson's just gone through ahead of him now. Dan Forster's in there. Eugene Webber and Lee Rylands are also in the mix.
Wishon is not coming out of pit lane. Ladies and gentlemen, I have the heartbreaking the information to tell you. He is in pit lane and he's been in there for 1 minute and 36 seconds. It's all going up front with Peter Duke and Holland. Duke's going to have that inside line there over Holland coming into turn number 8. Duke is going to go through. What's going to happen further back with Wareham and Holland? They're side by side. They're going to try and come into 8 like this at the same time. No, Wareham takes it up. What's Collier going to do? He's got Sean Atkinson in behind him. McPhee is ahead of Hanson. It's not going to make a difference. Hanson has wrapped this one up. Swaps up front again. Peter Duke and Jack Holland. But look at these cars. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Practically 10 of them. All involved. Big defense from Atkinson. He's going to make contact. Oh. Wow.
Thankfully, it wasn't too aggressive, thankfully, but Collier got through on Arnold. Just about got the car slowed down in time. I do feel he used Arnold as a bit of a break at the hairpin, which is not really what you should be doing, but he's got through anyhow. And yep, I don't think that's going to be the last of what we're going to be seeing throughout this race. We're already coming towards the end of lap 3 with Peter Duke in the lead now ahead of Jack Holland. We're seeing Sean Atkinson tucked up behind Josh Arnold, who's focusing on trying to get back through on Dave Collier. And there'll be plenty of cars getting involved in this in the near future. But now we're looking at Arnold going back through on Collier into turn 1. It looks like he's going to get the job done here. Collier doesn't fight it too much, although he'll have the inside line for turn 2. But it looks like the momentum is very much in Arnold's court if he can get it right. And now this is going to be the intense moment of the battle here, because they're about to go through turns 3 and 4 where it's playing so many victims throughout tonight. And Arnold just about gets through, although he clouts the wall on the exit and somehow is able to stay in front of Collier and the rest.
Yeah, he's on the defense now as well. Collier's trying to go through. He's pulled straight across his nose again. There's going to be pushing and shoving into the left, into the right. Arnold now escapes down the road a little bit. Atkinson gets himself involved takes up that mantle away from Collier. Collier's back in 4th in Pro-Ams. Behind that is Rylands, Webber, Cummings, Hanson, all in this fight. Foster at the moment is in 5th. He's just lost a place to Dave Collier from DC Motorsports. Now he's going to lose a place. It looked like Rylands on the right-hand side in the Newcastle black and white. He's going to have a go going down into the hairpin. Rylands is going to be on the outside. Foster's going to be on the inside. Yeah, he's going to go hard on the brakes. Foster should hold on to this one on the run out the hairpin.
Rick Wisham has rejoined the race, James. He is down in 16th position overall, 7th in class. Dan Forster is, where is he now? He's 5th in class at the moment. So what's the difference between 5th in class and 8th in class?
At the moment, Foster takes it by 3 points.
So Wisham will need to hope that others fall by the wayside, the likes of Hadfield and Atkinson, really.
Yep.
Or in fact, Forster to take the title. There's someone just going straight on. That will be McPhee, who's just gone over the chicane.
Yep. John Johnson is there. He's the back marker. He's just about to be lapped at the same time. Rylands in the black and white. He's alongside Dan Foster going into 1. Ryland's going to go hard on the brakes. Foster's going to be on the inside. I think Foster's taking this a little bit easy. Just gives Ryland a little bit of a love tap, does him. Foster's got Webber tucked in behind him. He knows he's got Hadfield miles away. Atkinson miles away. Wishon miles away. Wishon has got, unfortunately for him, a 45-second gap to Terry Atkinson. That might help. That might help him for Rick Wisham. We'll have to see. I'll try to do some maths as we go along here, but this battle is slowly depleting. We're now down to Collier with Rylands, Foster, Webber, Hanson, Cummings, all involved here. They've dropped McPhee and Comfort, and that's one of the things that happens with a pack is the guy up front normally escapes because the others are fighting, and then the pack, it kind of just dwindles down. Is you know, like green bottles on a wall. When one falls off, you know, they don't recover kind of thing.
Yeah. Well, you just see the field coming through turns 8 and 9. We're looking at Dave Collier running in 6th place and 4th in the Pro-Am class. Dave Forster 5th in the Pro-Am class. At the moment, we've just seen Terry Atkinson come back out of the pits. He is still in front of Rick Wisham. And I think Rick has had a mistake somewhere because he's fallen a little bit further back compared to where we last saw of him. I don't know if we've got a replay of what we've seen from Wisham, but he's now behind Curtis Matthews. So he's just got back through ahead of him as we speak.
Yeah, but he's still 8th in class. He didn't clear Terry. Terry went in pit lane, come back out, and he's still in front of him. He's still got 16 seconds up the road. Really not going to make a difference. Adam Hansen, your AM winner, already here this evening, going into race number 2. Dan Wareham, your pro winner, already going into this round, to go into these final rounds. But it is here. It is once again Collier, Foster and Wisham are the ones that are battling it out. And at the moment, Collier is going to finish 10 points behind Foster. He needs Foster all the way down a little bit further. And at this moment in time, it looks like Foster is going to wrap this up by 3 points. Unless Wisham can get some luck. I don't know where it's going to come from. I don't wish accidents on anybody. But at the moment, it's what Rick Wisham needs. He needs drama here, Tom. He needs EastEnders. He needs Coronation Street, he needs Brookside, he needs them all to come together and just have one mass drama so he can gain at least 2 places in Pro-Ams.
Yeah, well, if Collier can get on with this, he can go past the likes of Sean Atkinson and maybe get onto the tail of Jack Holland and Peter Duke. But he's already a long way back from Duke and Holland, so he's got to get the power down now.
He has. We'll give you the groups. You can see Wisham 8th in class. 8th in class gives him 25 points. Foster sitting 5th in class. That gives him 31. Collier in 4th in class gives him 33. So that's why he's still 10 points behind. Between Collier and Foster, Collier needs something to happen. But what is going to happen? Well, he's going to go and try and go side by side with Rylands on the run up with the Casino Straight. Going into turn 13 and 14, is this going to be the 2 wide that we're going to see into the Wall of Champions? No, we're not. Foster slots back in. Behind him here, Dan Foster in 5th overall. And he slots in behind with Rylands sitting in behind that as well. Everybody making it through cleanly. But at the moment, it's in Dan Foster's hands. He's just got to keep it on the circuit.
The pairing of Duke and Holland keep swapping places as we speak. The field heading over the line to start lap 7. And we're looking at Holland and Duke now. That's Duke ahead of Holland. And imagine how many times they are going to be swapping places as far as we know as we go back to the overall timing tower. And you can just see Holland thought about going for a move there. There was a gap there, but it would have been too risky to pull off a move on Duke. But they'll carry on as they are doing. Atkinson running in the final podium position in Pro-Am ahead of Dave Collier and Dan Forster. And Rick Wisham 10 seconds behind Terry Atkinson. So if he can just gain another position, I think he'll still be 1 point off Dan Forster with the way things are. Well, I can tell you Dan Forster is now ahead of Dave Collier, who's made an error.
He's got to slow down.
Has he taken too much curb on the inside of this corner here, I wonder?
I think he had that earlier on and he's trying to get it off. He didn't get it off in time and is now going to lose a bunch, unfortunately, for Collier. So Collier now goes down into 5th place. So he's now on for 31 points. Wisham now puts himself... Foster is in 4th place. So he's on for 33 points. Wisham is still where he is in 8th. What has that done? Well, it gives Foster the lead by 5. The win by 5 going into the end of this one. So a win by 5 for Foster, who is looking like he's going to wrap up the Pro-Ams.
It's not over yet. I mean, it could take one mistake from Dan Forster to throw it all away. Anything can happen in this championship as Forster looks to hold off ahead of Rylands there. They are in different classes, those two. Forster will just want to go after Sean Atkinson just to make sure he's got enough of a buffer. And it looks like Dave Collier has come into the pits.
He's in pit lane. Oh, is that a drive-through again, Dave?
Or did he need to go? I wonder if he needed to go to the loo or something. No, he doesn't.
No, straight through this time. He's clearly got one attached to his seat, unlike Jack Holland, who pulled in there as well. Such a good race, loving the drama. I'll tell you what, love, you don't see this on BBC at 7:30 in the evening on EastEnders as well. I've heard a rumour EastEnders is finishing. That's a shame. It's been going for like 50 years. And everybody's married everyone. I think they might have run out of storylines for EastEnders on who's to marry who, because I'm sure at one point they've all been married together. So there we go for EastEnders. Do you ever watch EastEnders, Tom? I know we got a motor race going on, but quick conversation.
Well, my parents used to watch it all the time, actually. They used to watch on catch-up as well whenever they were missing it. But it feels like they are running out of storylines, I suppose.
They've got to, isn't they?
You know, it comes to an end at some point. I mean, you don't want the repetitive stuff happening on each episode, really, because otherwise it just ends up being a boring program.
I agree. But unlike today's race, which is not boring here as well, if you're waiting for the D500 to continue as well, they're not. They're still on their rain delay. So I'm not quite sure when or where or if they're actually going to get going for the Daytona 500. But Holland at the moment is leading Duke. Duke is leading Holland, which is vitally great for them. Foster is still sitting in 4th place. So he's still on for 33 points. Collier is now in 5th, so that's great because he's now on for 31 points. And Rick Wishon is now up into 7th. Ooh. Where is this going to... Hold on, let me adjust my little spreadsheet. Oh, he's still 3 behind. Wishon is still 3 behind.
Well, if he can get on with it and get by Curtis Matthews, I mean, he's over a minute behind Adrian Hadfield, and who's also behind Dave Collier. So there's still time. There's still time for things to change, James, and I'm certain of that we're going to get another twist. I think we're going to get another twist in this race before it's over.
He's a minute behind Hadfield. Never in a month for Sundays. Never in a month for Sundays. What are the different colours? They're Pro, Pro-Am and Am. There you go. I'll stick them at the top for you, Alex. And you can see they're Pro, Pro-Am and Am. So 3 different classes. It's not multi-class in cars. It's multi-classes in driving. Well, they say driving ability, but honestly, I don't really think it matters in races like this. You can see we've got 2 Pro-Ams leading the pros at the top of the standings, Alex. So I hope that helps.
So the leaders are coming up towards bat markers now, which could play its part in this. There's 3 of them as well, thinking of it. So, you know, the leaders will have to navigate their way through. Hopefully, they're not going to be too kind to them, but they shouldn't get in the way.
No. But you're on a Formula 1 racetrack, you go by Formula 1 rules. Move. There you go. That's my philosophy, Tom. I don't know about yours.
Well, I agree with that as well, because, you know, even goes back to the karting days when I was track marshalling, and blue flags were always there for a reason. It's for safety reasons. It's having blue flags, because if you've got a slow-moving car and you've got like 3 or 4 drivers chasing, there are the leaders, then it could cause all sorts of problems as they're coming up to lap. Then you just see there, who was that was just moving out the way on the exit of turn 2.
I think it's either Comfort or Matthews. It might be Curtis Matthews. Yeah,
it's in that dark blue livery one. So he just went for a move, I think, on the pitch. So that'll be on Terry Atkinson. Oh, he took a lot of curb, actually, at turn 1 there. Did he?
Ooh.
He's had a spin.
Yeah, too much.
Yeah, it took too much curb there, and it just upset the car's balance. But there's Rick Wisham, who's in front of Terry Atkinson, but he's a long way behind Clyde Comfort. He's going to have to hope for other drivers to fall by the wayside, or in fact, Dan Forster to fall by the wayside. But right now, he's doing everything right.
Yeah, Foster sitting in 4th in class ahead of Sean Atkinson. It looks like Terry's had his own little dramas kicking off further back. Hansen is your AM winner, because he's wrapped it up as well. I will give you the final points for these guys at the same time, with McPhee in 2nd place. Cummings is trying to close down and take that 3rd away. We're talking about drama. Wishon at the moment is 1 minute and 6 seconds ahead of Hadfield. Hadfield's last lap was a 56. No, it wasn't. Yeah, it was a 56.92. Wishon's last lap was a 2-minute lap. So even Rick Wishon was not faster than Hadfield in front. We'll see what goes on as it goes over the line this time around. As I say, 56.9 for Hadfield. Wishen, Hadfield 56.92. Wishen 56.98. No big gains here, Tom. He ain't closing quick enough.
No, and he's just got to just continue circulating around and just hope for the best. But right now, it's looking good for Dan Forster to wrap up the Pro-Am class title. Terry Atkinson going through on Curtis Matthews on circuit again.
That's because Matthews another drama.
Yeah, so he's had a bit of a boo-boo, hasn't he? Matthews, who just about to see at the same corner again, hasn't he? He's probably going to take a lot of curb.
Same again.
Not as much. Same again. But this time, it throws him into the barrier.
Yeah, unfortunately for Curtis Matthews. There we go. Lots taking shape. Foster nearly got all out of shape there. He's got Rylands tucked in behind him. Collier's still sitting in 5th place. He's still on for 31 points, is Collier. So, unfortunately, he will score less. But he'll put him 14 back. And at the moment, it's 3 points between Foster in 4th, who was on for 33. Wishen, who is down in 8th place, is actually only on for 25. So at the moment, Wishen loses out by 5 points.
I think Wisham's 7th in class, James. So that should be...
Oh, 27 points. Sorry, my bad.
Yep.
So it'll be 3 points back.
So he's got to hope that either Collier, Hadfield or Forster drop out. He won't want Atkinson, Holland or Duke dropping out because that won't help the situation. He needs to be either Forster, Collier or Hadfield.
Well, he needs to get, what has he got? To get 3 points. So he needs the next 2 in front of him, which are Hadfield and Collier, if they have some form of drama. That would be the situation. Duke and Holland still back together for the lead of the race here.
It's like an intimate relationship between these two because being stuck to each other like glue all race long. Will we see Holland go for it in the near future? The crossover the line. This will be the penultimate lap of the race for these two as the clock continues to wind down here at the Circuit Gilles Villeneuve, situated next to the river. I'm trying to remember the name of the... Is it the Ile Notre Dame River? It's situated around Montreal. Correct me if I'm wrong. And it's a lovely setting as well when you think of it, because it's just basically on an island, this circuit.
Yeah, it is. I'm still not a lover. I'm still not going to argue that. But there we go. I did do a race at Thruxton the other day. Oh my God. What an amazing circuit. Thruxton was racing there. I was in an MX-5. That was very, very exciting indeed. So, yeah, MX-5 racing at Thruxton was absolutely incredible. We will find out how Thruxton get on. It is on a couple of calendars that we've got coming up, and we'll see how they get on. But Peter Duke and Holland still fighting it out. This is going to be maybe the final lap here.
Yeah, I think this is Rick Wishen that they're coming out to lap now as well, which could be very, very interesting. So Jack Holland will want to go for it on Peter Duke, probably into turn 1. That's probably the best place to get an overtake done at. So we're going to see where he gets a strong drive out there. It takes a lot of curve on the entry. And does he maybe surprise Duke here a little bit? He wants to get into the draft before turn number 1. And so Holland decides to go for it here. There is the gap. Does Duke see him in time? He does. He leaves him plenty of space. And Holland goes to the outside, but he won't quite have the high ground on the exit. Duke cuts back on him to ruin the momentum that Holland had built up. But Holland does have the inside line. Duke leaves the door open, almost banging wheels between Holland and Duke. A clout of the wall from Holland. But this is clean racing. This is great to see for the fans who have tuned in.
Yeah, here we go into the left-hander now as well.
I think Duke had a slowdown. Duke had a slowdown, I think, James.
Yeah, he's lost a lot of time and still losing time. It's still going out. I think he might have got some of it off, but this could be Holland's final run. Going into the right-left now for Holland here through turn 8 and 9. Real good for Holland. Nice and smooth he goes. Duke's not going to be able to get there. Rick Wishon is going to be as big a kicked in the teeth as you can imagine if they catch up to him, and he will be a lap down. And at the moment, they're not going to get him. I think Wishon might hold on to this non-lap status by literally the skin of his teeth. On the final run now, up the casino we go. Casino straight is going to be Jack Holland, the man who stopped him race number 1 to go to the toilet. Peter Duke tucked in behind him. Duke's closing in now with the draft. It's 4-3, 4-2, 4-1. Duke's on the right-hand side. Big dive, maybe. Big dive, maybe. No from Peter Duke. He's looking for the exit. Is he going to be able to get there? It's not. It's going to be Jack Holland with the overall. Jack Holland's going to rub up the win. Peter Duke in second. Rylands and Foster are going side by side. They're going into the final chicane as well. Now are they going to try 2 wide? Foster, you do not have to do this. If it does not end well, it's all going to go wrong for you in the line. They're going to be neck and neck coming over at the moment. Foster on the right. Rylands on the next. It's going to be Foster just who's going to come over the line and take that place there in the background. You can see it's Adam Hansen, your champion, comes over the line, wraps up the win as well. Great finishes, but I thought Foster there, Tom, he didn't really have to do that, did he?
No, I thought he would just sat back behind Rylands there, but he's got the job done. We're waiting for Collier and Hadfield to cross over the line, and that will officially confirm Dan Forster as the Pro-Am champion of the Toyota GR06 Tanso Racing Series.
Yeah, for the Conspit GR86 Tanso Racing Group Series there as well. Wishon's going to be the last one to finish. What a kick in the teeth for Rick Wishon. Connor Pick and Lynn. I don't know what their messages said. I'm sure I've read them before there. So there we go. Connor's going to be in the GT3s. We will tell you about the GT3 in a very, very short minute. And there's also some great action coming up in the GR86. It's a little bit hush-hush at the moment, but it doesn't just involve the Tanso community. There is another community involved in this, and at the moment, you'll have to just hold on to your hats. If you're in the Tanso Discord, you might know what I'm talking about, but at the moment, it's all very hush, 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 hush. So let's see. Wishon's going to come over the line. Massive kick in the teeth. He had this one. It was in the palm of his hands. One mistake, and unfortunately, it was gone, gone, gone. It puffed away like Harry Potter up a chimney for Rick Wishon there. Let's bring you up the final results and your champions. Jack Holland finishing in first place. He made the whole 25 minutes without needing the toilet. Finishes in first. Peter Duke in second. Josh Arnold wins the pros. Wareham Pro Champion. Pro Champion. Atkinson gets third on the podium. Dan Foster is your Pro and winner. I've got him by 3 points. So let's see what comes out on the officials, but I've got him by 3. Rylands in 7th with Eugene Webber in 8th. Adam Hansen, I have got by a long way now, 64 points ahead of Simon McPhee, who finishes 2nd with Dean Cummins. Dave Collier, 12th. Hadfield, 13th. Comfort, 14th. Wishon down in 15th. Down in 15th. Then Terry Atkinson, Curtis Matthews, and John Johnston. So, and there we go. Let's have a chat with some of the guys here as well. We'll just wait for some of them to jump in there. That's kind of how not to win a championship from Rick Wishon going into the final race of the season, Tom.
Well, I can't believe he got caught up in the melee of which he did. But there's always next season for him, and I'm sure he'll bounce back from it. But congratulations to Dan Forster for staying in the fight until the end and claiming the title, and well deserved.
Yeah, well, we're going to have a chat with Mr. Dan Wareham. No, I'm not, because I can't pull anyone. Why can't I move anyone? Yeah, I'll tell you what, I'm going to go down to him, Tom. I'll be back in a minute. Right, I'm going to jump down here because I cannot move Dan Wareham up into the interview booth. But Dan, your overall pro winner of the Conspit GR86
Thank you very much.
championship, mate. How does that feel?
Absolutely brilliant. Brilliant. Not won for a while, so I deserve it, I think.
I think you do as well, mate.
Apparently, I didn't need to show up or something. I don't look at the
No, you
tables.
didn't. You won. You won before you
I
got
just
here.
tip up and I race. I have good fun, and that's all it's all about for me. Just have good fun.
No, dude, you didn't need to turn up. You could have sat home and chilled out, to be honest.
Well, what else would I be doing?
I don't know,
Apart from watching you guys, right?
Well, this is also true, of course. You know, you don't want to miss a single thing that goes on, of course, Dan. So you might as well be on there, and you can say, "Hey, Mum, I'm on TV," can't you?
Look, Mum, no hands.
Yeah, yeah. Mum, look, I'm driving with my knees. So there you go. But Dan, been a great season, yes.
It has for me, yes. I was a little bit skeptical with this track, but obviously I didn't need to win it. But this track through PCC and in the normal lobbies, I have done nothing but lose. Just get wrecked every single race. And I was like, tonight it's going to be a little bit more of the same, but it was good. Yeah, I got into the groove.
I really don't like this circuit.
I hate it. I hate it.
I
want to bomb it.
Dan. Well, maybe not that far, Dan. I
want to bomb it.
I want to sink the island, Mum. Niggers.
Yes. Be gone with you.
Yes. Expelliarmus. Maybe I don't hate you that much, but I just don't like it. I think for cars like this, they need to be on club circuits. It's far too long. Far too long for a 1 minute 54. It's like sticking you at Spa. It's, you know what I mean? I don't mind that. The track length doesn't really matter, I don't think, with the speed of the car, because it's still good racing. Yeah, but
what I don't like is the bloody curves that I can, I have to get the hiking gear out to get up the curbs and stuff. I don't like that.
I think tracks like Brands Indy, Summit Point, Lime Rock, Thruxton, club style circuits, Dan. Club style circuits. That's what we need.
Think?
Yeah.
No, I don't mind track length.
Oh, come on. You can't tell me you did
it.
Yeah, I'll stick you at Nords for a 15-minute lap.
Yeah, that's awesome.
No. You can't tell me you did enjoy Thruxton, though.
Yeah, it was all right. Yeah,
and I'm going to go now.
I raced it this season, to be fair.
What are you on about? Thruxton is absolutely amazing, bud.
Is that the one with the really steep chicane right at the end?
Yeah.
Is that the one that I did Peter Duke on the last lap?
Probably. I think I'm trying
to
think my head back because I had a great time commentating on that, mate, and it was absolutely amazing. But listen, Are you in and around next season? There's obviously been.
I'm always here. I'm like a bad fart, mate.
Well, you just don't go away, mate.
I just linger around everywhere. Yeah, that's me.
We're just stuck in a train cabin, and there's Dan Wareham wafting us out.
Mm-hmm.
Is that how it is?
That's it.
All right, mate.
Well,
nice. Normally down my leg. Anyway, on that note, Dan, anyone you want to shout out before we let you go, bud?
A big shout out to you guys for doing this. It's awesome. I do like it. I like to sit back and watch it after the race and a cup of tea and a slice of cake. The whole family, especially my missus, my kids, supporting me on all this sort of stuff. That's
awesome.
it, really.
All right, mate. Well,
thank you very much. Who knows.
Oh, well, there you go. If you know, you just know. Dan, thank you very much. I'm going to have a chat with the other Dan, your Pro-Am champion. I've got it by 3 points.
Nice. Good one, Dan. Yes.
Skin of the team.
Lads, team.
See you later, mate.
Ta-ra, pal.
Yes, we have the AM champion. I've got him down by 3. Now, we'll wait for the official results to come out, Dan, but I've got you by 3 here, bud.
Hang on a minute, you've still got me not down.
Yeah, I know.
Oh, Dan's here as well.
I know, but
okay.
I can't move anybody, Mr. Wareham. That's why I've had to come down to you.
I'm going now. Bye.
Bye.
I was a bit confused as well because I went into waiting for interview and there was an interview going on, so I was a bit confused.
No, I can't. Unfortunately, I'm not set up to move people, so I've had to jump down into the waiting room to have a chat with you. Okay, so you go in race 1 and you're only 16 points behind. You go into race 2, you get caught up in a smash that drops you all the way down, way out of the running. Then Mr. Wishon goes and puts it in the wall, and then you end up ahead of him and winning the championship by 3 points. If that's not drama, I don't really know what is, Dan.
I was just keeping an eye out on the standings, and I was like, what's going to happen? It was me, Peter, and Rick were basically reasonably close, but I thought Rick was quite a bit further ahead, so I knew that I had to not hope, but hope he got involved in some kind of incident just to see what happened to try and make the points up. But it was still down to the wire. I didn't know anything could have happened, so just one of them. Just try, keep your head down and see what happens.
I tell you what, though, you were chancing on that final lap, decided to go side by side with Mr. Lee Rylands going into turn 13 and 14.
Yeah, well, we were overtaking each other. I mean, I was ahead to begin with, then he overtook me, and then I overtook him. I mean, yeah, I was thinking, like, if he overtakes me again, I'm not going to mess with this. But I was also thinking there's 3 or 4 points on the table there because the points are done via position on track. So I don't know how close I am to winning the championship. If I let him go ahead of me and lose 3 points, am I going to still win, or will I be kicking myself because I'm 1 point behind? I don't know. So I had to keep it. I had to try.
That's not true, Dan.
I don't know. This is the problem is when you're racing and I don't know.
I've been told it's 45 for each tier win.
No. I think it's all across the whole grid this season. With the points. So we're racing against people in our class, but previously, it was 45 points to the win of each class, but now it's 45 for the grid leader. Then it goes all the way down. Regardless of what class you're in, the points are spread through the race, through position.
That's not what Mr. Johnson said to me before I started.
Okay, well that's how
I tell you what, Dan, we'll worry about it now then. When it comes out officially. If we both got it wrong, well, I apologise, Dan. But there we go. Going off what I was told, 45 for each tier win. And then down through the order of the points. But anyway, we'll wait for Mr. John Johnson to do the results. He's going to do them anyway, straight after the race, he's told me. Dan as well. Are you around next season, bud?
I will be. I'll be up. Yeah, I think is it Tanso versus OGRL next season? That'll be fun.
We haven't officially announced that one, Dan, but you've just managed to do that on the broadcast on a YouTube video that will never go away and people will see it.
Well, I didn't realise it hadn't been announced. And also... It's next week, so, if it does happen, then I'll be looking forward to it. But if it's a regular Tanso event, I'll also be looking forward to it. I'll be there.
Right, okay, hold on. Points are up, apparently. So I've just refreshed. No, they can't be. Jack, because I've literally... Jack, what are you talking about anyway? You're the one who stopped in race number 1 to go to toilet. Right, hold on. So let's just confirm what has gone on here. Yes, you have won it. Pro-Am, you do win. That's a bigger gap than I had it.
It's a bigger gap than I thought as well. I don't know.
That's massive. That can't be right. Can it be right? Oh, I don't know. Anyway, the official ones are there, Dan. You've won.
Well, I'll take it if it's true, but, these things can be retrospectively changed, I guess.
Yeah, definitely, mate.
It was a good race.
Right, there you go, buddy. Thank you so much for joining us, Mr. Foster. Anybody you want to shout out before we let you go?
Just same as usual. Thanks to the family, my wife, friends, and you guys for doing the broadcast, and obviously Tanso for putting on a great event. Like everybody says, we keep up the good work, and we enjoy watching it every week.
Awesome job. Take care, bud. I'll catch up with you soon.
Cheers. Bye.
Bye. Right, I've jumped back into the booth with Mr. Tom Cairns. We have got confusion with the standings here. I have no idea what is going on. 1 minute I'm told it's this, and then we're told it's that, and now we're told it's possibly all the way through. So God help us. We ain't going to know what is going to go on at this moment in time. But at the moment, the standings have Wishon leading by miles. I don't think it's that different.
Well, I'll leave that for the stewards to decide because I'm totally confused as much as you are.
That puts Wishon down in 4th. He can't be in... Oh, never mind. Right, there as well. That comes to the end of this season. As you had heard Mr. Dan Foster tell you, they are looking for they're looking at doing a Tanso GR86 for OGRL League battle. Team Discord versus Discord. So that's what we're going to find out. That's what's happening as well. We'll get more details as the weeks go on. Tom, closing comments from you, bud. How'd you find the racing this evening?
Oh, it was brilliant. Better than I thought it was going to be, given how... I don't like saying the word slow for this particular instance, but when you watch them all the way down the straights, they do look very, very slow compared to other series that we watch around the Circuit Gilles Villeneuve. But the drivers have put on some phenomenal race action, and that's what we've been wanting to see all this time.
Yep, I do fully agree. Right, guys, that's going to bring the end to this season. Look for the announcements for next season. You can get yourselves involved. All links down below. GT3 situation. This is it. The sign-ups are open. Monday the 3rd of March 2025. 7:30 p.m. GMT. Entry fee £10. Prize trophies and custom livery designs. We're going to have Pro and AMs. Primo races will be all free tracks. Test any car. We're going into the schedule of VIR, Winton, Motorsport Arena, Oschersleben. And then season 6 tracks will be same cars all season. So that's your test tracks. Season 6 tracks will be Red Bull, Watkins Glen Boot, Algarve, Mugello, Road America, and Le Mans 24-hour. 90-minute race, weather variable. You'll have 15 minutes of quali, 45 minutes of racing, apart from the final race of the season. Much love to everybody. If you want to get yourselves involved, please join the Discord links down below. If anybody has any problems getting the Discord links, just drop me a message and I will give you one. But you should be good. That's going to wrap it up. Thank you to everybody that's joined us here this evening as well. Much love. There's too many of you for all to name, but you all know who you are. Jack, next time, go a toilet before you start, son. But that's going to wrap it up. I've been James Parfitt. I've been alongside Tom Cairns. Take care. Have a great week. And you never know, we might see you on a track sometime. Good night.